In an astonishing announcement today, NASA has revealed that the Earth is actually flat, shattering centuries of scientific belief. The world is in shock as this bombshell claim raises questions about everything we thought we knew.
For centuries, science has assured us that the Earth is a globe. Every map, every satellite image, and every space mission has reinforced this idea. But what if, in a shocking turn of events, NASA held a press conference and admitted that the Earth is actually flat? How would the world react? Would society collapse? Would history itself need to be rewritten? Before we begin, this is a fictional scenario. Our channel firmly supports the scientific consensus that the Earth is a globe. But let's explore an alternate history where NASA shocks the world with a truth that changes everything. The moment NASA's director steps onto the stage and utters those words, the world is thrown into chaos. News outlets struggle to process the information. Every major media network scrambles to verify the claim. But the statement is clear: NASA is not joking. The announcement spreads across the world within minutes, triggering reactions ranging from disbelief to celebration to outright panic. Social media erupts into an uncontrollable firestorm. The internet becomes a battlefield where longtime believers of the flat Earth theory declare victory, while skeptics demand an explanation. Millions of people flood NASA's website, crashing their servers within seconds. Memes, conspiracy theories, and heated debates dominate every corner of the digital world. Flat Earth communities, once dismissed as fringe movements, are suddenly at the center of attention. Some are ecstatic. Finally, they have been proven right. Others are suspicious. If NASA is admitting this now, could it mean they're hiding something even bigger? Governments scramble to respond. Intelligence agencies investigate whether the announcement was the result of a cyber attack, a rogue scientist, or a misinformation campaign. Some politicians call for NASA officials to be arrested for decades of deception. Others demand calm, urging people to wait for scientific verification. But the damage is already done. Faith in institutions crumbles in real time. If the Earth is flat, then every major scientific discovery tied to planetary motion, gravity, and astrophysics is now in question. Astronomers demand explanations. Physicists scramble to rewrite fundamental laws. If Earth isn't a globe, then what happens to gravity? Does it even exist the way we thought? The very concept of space exploration collapses overnight. If NASA has lied, what about other space agencies? Was a European space agency complicit? What about Russia's Roscosmos? China's space program? Private companies like SpaceX? Suddenly, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, billionaires who have poured fortunes into space travel, are forced to answer an uncomfortable question. What exactly have they been launching into the sky all these years? Scientific journals, textbooks, and educational materials worldwide are now useless. Physics, astronomy, and geography departments at universities face an impossible dilemma: continue teaching what is now considered false science, or abandon everything and start over. Some of the world's brightest minds quit their positions, unable to reconcile the truth with what they've spent their entire lives studying. The concept of space travel is no longer trusted. If the Earth is flat, then the International Space Station must be fake. If satellites aren't orbiting a globe, then how do modern communications and GPS systems work? Airlines, telecommunications providers, and even meteorologists struggle to explain their operations. The aviation industry faces a complete breakdown as pilots and engineers realize that every flight calculation they've ever made is based on the assumption of a spherical planet. Governments find themselves at war, not against each other, but against their own citizens. Trust in leadership disintegrates. If world leaders knew the Earth was flat, why did they lie? Did secret organizations control the truth? Was there a hidden motive? Some claim the lie was about control after all. If people didn't know the true nature of the world, they wouldn't question the limits of their existence. Protests erupt in major cities worldwide. People demand answers, while some accuse world leaders of crimes against humanity. A new divide forms, not between nations, but between those who accept NASA's revelation and those who suspect a deeper, more sinister cover-up. The religious world also faces a crisis. Some religious leaders claim vindication, saying their ancient texts always describe a flat Earth. Others are thrown into theological turmoil, unsure of how to adapt their teachings to this new reality. Churches, mosques, and temples become centers of heated debates as people try to make sense of what this means for humanity's place in the universe. Education systems collapse. Schools struggle with what to teach children. Do they erase all previous knowledge and start over? Or do they ignore the revelation entirely? Parents demand answers, but teachers are just as lost. The concept of globe, something that was taught as fact for generations, is now a relic of a past that no longer makes sense. As the shock fades, a new question emerges. Where does the world end? Is Antarctica really an ice wall, preventing us from seeing the truth? Suddenly, expeditions to the edge of the world become a top priority. World leaders debate sending massive military and scientific operations to the so-called borders of Earth. Billionaires fund private missions, desperate to be the first to uncover what lies beyond. Are there hidden lands beyond the ice wall? Could there be civilizations living in secrecy beyond the reach of modern humanity? Conspiracy theorists claim that NASA is still hiding something, that even with the flat Earth exposed, the full truth remains out of reach. Some believe the world is much larger than we were told, and that ancient maps contain clues about hidden continents. Others suspect that Earth is not just flat, but part of a much larger, possibly infinite plane. Every space mission in history is now under scrutiny. Were the Apollo landings fake? If the Earth is flat, what did the astronauts see when they looked down from orbit? If all space travel was staged, then what about Mars rovers? The Hubble telescope? The Voyager probes? A deep mistrust of science sets in. If space was a lie, then what else have we been misled about? Did dinosaurs exist? Is climate change real? Are diseases even caused by germs? Society plunges into a new dark age, where every scientific claim must now be proven from scratch. Even photography and videography come under suspicion. If all previous images of a globe Earth were faked, then what else in history could have been fabricated? Documentaries, news footage, even historical photos. None of them are safe from scrutiny. With the entire foundation of science in ruins, society begins to reshape itself. New leaders emerge, not politicians or scientists, but those who were once considered conspiracy theorists. The global power structure shifts as new organizations form to take control of this new reality. A new world order is born, one built not on traditional science, but on secrecy, manipulation, and control. The old institutions, governments, scientific bodies, educational systems are no longer trusted. In their place, new structures emerge, built on different beliefs and a rewritten history. Would this revelation be the dawn of a new enlightenment, or the beginning of humanity's greatest crisis? One thing is certain, the world will never be the same again. The idea of NASA admitting the Earth is flat is an unsettling one. It would shake the foundations of science, politics, and society itself. But thankfully, this is just a fictional scenario. The overwhelming evidence supports the reality that the Earth is a globe, and space exploration continues to confirm it. However, alternate history allows us to explore fascinating what-if questions that challenge our thinking. If you enjoyed this deep dive into an alternate reality, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Uncharted History for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching.